What do these three actors have in common? Yes, I know they are superheroes, but take a closer look at their grooming. Notice how small details can make a man attractive. So this video is for those small details that you are missing in your daily grooming routine.
How does wearing a beard affect those around us? So they've done some really cool studies, and what they would do is they would take the exact same face, one that was clean shaven, one that had facial hair, one that actually had a full beard. Assuming everything else is the same, anytime a man had facial hair, had a full beard, he was viewed as being more aggressive. So how are beards looked at? If a man has a full beard, he is seen as being a better caregiver, as someone that's better to form a long-term relationship with. If he has stubble, it actually is seen as more sexy, more attractive to women. Now, when it comes to being clean shaven, sorry guys, especially if you've got a baby face, it's rated as the lowest.
Gents, these are not the only beard styles that men have. Here are 10 attractive beard styles you can consider.
Coming in at number 10, we've got the faded beard. Now, this particular style requires the facial hair to be cut and blended in to the hairstyle precisely. Over the centuries, faded beards have come in and out, but over the last 5 years, they've been trending. And what's interesting about the faded beard is actually where do you want to put the fade? You can actually put it right up here near the sideburns, or you can even move it down. Now, no matter where you put the fade, this style is not for the faint of heart. It requires a lot of upkeep and maintenance. We're talking going to your barber at least once a week. This style is on point. I absolutely love it, and I think this year it's going to continue to trend. Coming in at number 9, we've got shaped stubble. So what's the difference between stubble and shaped stubble? Stubble, you forgot to shave, that's an accident. Shaped stubble, there is intent here. You know what look you're going for, and you use a pair of clippers to get them. You set it to about 1.3, maybe 1.5, and you go over getting that perfect stubble look. Now, stubble used to have a negative connotation with it. Cartoons in the 1930s depicted the out-of-work man as having stubble. The recent research I've read, though, shows this association is no longer the case. And in fact, stubble is viewed as the most attractive of all the facial hairstyles. So if you want to look good for the ladies and not spend too much time on your facial hair, shaped stubble is the way to go. So coming in at number 8, and I know some of you guys are not going to like this, but the beard stash. So what is a beard stash? Okay, so you can imagine a very light beard, pretty much just past the stubble, and then you let that mustache continue to grow out. So as I alluded to, it's a very polarizing style. Some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it, but really it depends on you. Are you going to wear it with confidence? Coming in next, we've got the bandholz. Made popular by my friend Eric, this is going to be a full beard style. Now, the bandholz is similar in style to a lot of the other styles out there, but it goes well beyond the 20 centimeter mark. Now, what I love about the bandholz is if you're not happy with your jawline or your chin, this is going to be a beard style that's going to do a good job of covering all that up. It doesn't require that much maintenance. Sure, you got to run a beard oil through it, you got to comb it, but trimming you're going to do, it's a minor amount of trimming here or there, but overall, this is going to be something that is a great style. The bad side, it takes almost a year to grow. Next up, we've got the classic Van Dyke. Now, the Van Dyke has been going in and out of style since the 17th century. So there was a painter, Van Dyke, and he painted a guy kind of famous. Back then, it was Charles I of England, and he was wearing this particular style. It caught on. Everyone started imitating it. Nowadays, we see guys like Christian Bale, David Beckham pull it off still. So the big advantage of the Van Dyke is it gives shape to a face relatively quickly. So if you don't like your jawline, you've got a round face, this is something that you can bring in, you can start to implement. Now, the bad thing about the Van Dyke, it does require a lot of maintenance. So make sure to get some good clippers and have good upkeep with this style. Next up, let's talk about the goatee. The goatee is a great style to start with because below the goatee, we've got many sub-styles. These sub-styles really cater to men whose facial hair is going to grow differently. So the first step in growing a beard is obviously to let the hair grow. A lot of you guys, though, I know it's going to be difficult, especially around the neck, especially around maybe the sides, but the goatee is something that you can try and you can go for. It's a more limited area. So right now, we're not going to shave here. You're going to go through week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And it's at week 4 that you're going to look at this goatee shape. Basically, you've got now a circle beard. You've got the basis of a goatee. Now, for some of you guys that had a full growth, you have no patches right here. This just looks great as is. You could decide, hey, I'm going to keep this circle beard. I'm going to go with this goatee as is. Now, some of us are going to be on the other side. We're going to be less than impressed about what grew over the last 4 weeks on our face. And we're going to have to face the realization, okay, do I want to let it continue to grow out? Or do I want to go for a style that actually complements and works with thinner, slower growing hair? There's a wide variety of sub-goatee styles that you could try to pull off depending on where your facial hair is actually growing. And that leads us to our next style, which is 3 pieces all in one. We've got the mustache, we've got the soul patch, and we've got the chin beard. So for this guy, again, he's having difficulty growing a beard. He's tried growing a beard and he just gets basically hairless patches on his cheek, maybe on his neck, and this just does not look good. He really wants also something that's going to give a bit more shape to his face. This is a great style for you. Next up, we've got the Garibaldi style. So the Garibaldi style is a wide, full beard with an integrated mustache and a rounded bottom. It is a full, long beard, but not nearly as long as many of the other variants out there. It usually stops at about 20 centimeters. Now, the Garibaldi requires regular maintenance, especially around the bottom of the beard where you want that rounded appearance. And what's great about the Garibaldi, it works with almost any face shape. So coming in at number 2, we've got the uniform beard. Now, the characteristics of the uniform beard is it's uniform all the way around. They are relatively shorter beards. Now, this beard style is great for a wide range of face shapes, and what's interesting is of all the beard styles out there, this is considered one of the most professional. So if you're looking for a beard style to start wearing to the office, consider the uniform beard. Gents, I wanted to show you this, my new free group for you. The Brotherhood of Scent community, akin to the Real Men, Real Style community, is specifically tailored for those who want to delve into the world of scents. I've created this free community with not just courses, but also an incredible distraction-free space. Picture this, an amazing app, fantastic courses, and did I mention it's all free? Yep, developed with you in mind. Discover the #1 community for fragrances that will help you leverage the invisible power of scent, helping you to become the men you know yourselves to be. I'm genuinely proud to share another amazing space with you guys. Don't miss out, sign up, and be one of the first to join the Brotherhood of Scent community. And coming in at number 1 on my list, the short, also known as the boxed beard. So really quick, let me explain why I rank this beard number 1. So this beard style has been going in and out of fashion for over 2,000 years. Seriously, they've gone back and identified this as a beard style that Roman officers and emperors loved. Next up, this beard style doesn't require much hair, which is great news for guys that it's difficult to grow a beard. So within a few weeks, you can have something that's working. Even if you've got bare patches right here on the cheek, around the jawline, around the chin, you let that hair grow out. You maybe keep it a little bit more trim.
And this style is still going to work for you. Gents, now that you've perfected your beard according to your face shape, but what about your hairstyle?
So we went out there, we did the research. I've got for you 10 of the most attractive men's hairstyles. Attractive hairstyle number 1, the undercut. Made popular by actors like Brad Pitt, athletes like David Beckham, it actually has a working class history. Go back a couple hundred years, barbers that didn't have a whole lot of skill could easily get this cut. So for a lot of guys that could maybe afford the best, this was something they went with because it gave a nice, clean look. Now, the issue with the undercut is if you don't have great ears, you've got big ears, you may want to avoid this. The characteristics of this haircut are on the sides. It's going to be short or in some cases even shaved. On top, it's going to be much longer, usually more than 3 inches, and we're going to see it combed straight back, sometimes to the right, sometimes to the left. Oftentimes product is going to be used in the hair. So we're talking about wax, we're talking about pomade, we're talking about gels to keep everything in place throughout the day. Attractive hairstyle number 2, the classic quiff. We saw this made popular by guys like Elvis Presley. Was really big in the music industry. The history of it, I'm a little bit uncertain about. Wasn't able to find too much about this, but one of the reasons that women love the classic quiff is it looks a bit rugged, a little bit messy. So when we look at the features, the key characteristics of this type of hairstyle, we see volume. We see that basically the hair is being combed a little bit forward, except for the front area. There it's going to be a little bit messed. The sides, shorter. It can be a bit longer than the undercut. We're not going to see this shaved, but definitely up on top, it's going to be longer. Guys, that is the classic quiff. Attractive hairstyle number 3, the classic pompadour. Made popular recently by gentlemen such as Bruno Mars. If we look back on the history of this hairstyle, we'll see a couple hundred years ago, it started off as a woman's hairstyle. And as late as the 1950s, many women were still sporting this. Nowadays, again, we've seen a number of musicians bring this in, and let's talk about the features of the classic pompadour. It's actually a cousin to the quiff, but it's neater. Everything is going to be swept back. Every hair is going to be in its place. The overall feelings of this is it's basically a high maintenance. If you look at it from the side, it's almost got like a shark fin look to it, but this is for the man who's supremely confident. Attractive hairstyle number 4, the crew cut, also known as the classic cut, also known as the Ivy League cut. So that last name kind of gives away a little bit of its history, but it was made popular about 100 years ago on some of the top college campuses. What we found, young men love this because it was low maintenance, a very easy way to look great when they're going to class, to look presentable, and still to this day, that's one of the reasons it's a very popular cut. So when we're looking at the features of the crew cut, what we're going to notice is that it's pretty even length across the whole top of the head. Now it's going to be a little bit shorter over on the sides and in the front area. Occasionally people will brush it up, but again, this is a very low maintenance style and something that a guy doesn't even have to part. Attractive hairstyle number 5, the buzz cut, also known as the military cut. Now, the key with this haircut is consistency. So around the head, we're going to see about 1/4 to at the most 3/4 of an inch length. Now, the reason for this, and if you look at the name, military, is to keep the hair out of the way. So if you're going to be in a fight, you're a fighter, you're an athlete, you don't want anyone accidentally or on purpose to be able to grab your hair, use it against you. Now, when we look at the features of the buzz cut, like I said, it's consistency. So a 0 or a 1 guard all the way around the head. Now, also at the back of the neck and on the sides, you want to make sure to have very tight lines. Attractive hairstyle number 6, the side part, also known as the professional cut, made popular by guys such as Antonio Centeno. Not just joking, but you guys get the point. This is the hairstyle that I love, that I usually go with. Now, key feature of this, obviously the part right here, but did you know that you can move that part up and down? It doesn't have to go where you traditionally or you've gotten the habit of putting it. Another thing, some guys actually will take a razor and they will make a permanent part. I'm not a big fan of that, but some guys are into it. Now, the location, should it be on the left or the right? Depends on where your cowlick's at. So the cowlick is the back part of the hair that goes in different directions. I have mine right back here, but I have moved the line over here and it can work over there. Looks a little bit odd in the back, but if you use enough product, but some guys have 2 cowlicks, some guys have 3 cowlicks. The key feature of this hairstyle, as previously mentioned, is going to be the part that's either on the left or on the right. The hair on top of the head in general is going to be much longer than on the sides. We're talking about 3 to 6 inches up on top. Over on the sides, it's going to be much shorter. You will rarely ever see it shaved though on the sides. This hairstyle in general is a much more modern and mature style. It's associated with business. Attractive hairstyle number 7, the tousled, aka messy look. Made popular by actors such as Robert Pattinson, this type of look right here has a raw, kind of an edgy look to it, a very youthful feel. A lot of artists want to go with this. Looks like they just crawl out of bed, but they didn't. They actually took time to put this together. Now, the overall features of this hairstyle, what we're going to see, little bit longer on top, although the sides will be long. Across the hair, we're going to see product that's been used to keep the messy look in place. About 2 to 4 inches on top, a little bit shorter on the sides. Again, a very artistic look here. Attractive hairstyle number 8, the long, round, layered look, also known as the hockey cut. As the name implies, made popular by hockey players back in the 1960s and 70s. When they were on television, other men would see them wearing their hair and they just liked the way it looked. This is for longer hair. So we're talking about 6 to 8 inches. Also, this hair is usually going to be curly or wavy. Whenever you comb the hair straight back, it's at the right length. It's going to look like a mini lion's mane. And that's why it's attractive for a lot of people. Many women are drawn to it as well. It's got more of a laid back, kind of a wild vibe feel to it. Attractive hairstyle number 9, the fade. Made popular by a number of athletes and actors. The key with the fade here is that you have really curly hair, something that makes a lot of the other hairstyles almost impossible. But guys right here, they want to still have texture. They want to have some look. So the fade, the key characteristic of it is that what we see at the bottom going up to the top, we start to see more hair. So a lot of times they're going to use a pair of clippers, go from maybe a 0, start at the bottom, and then go up to almost a 4. Now at the top, you can add different products to give it a bit more body. The sides are going to be very tight. They're going to have very clean lines around the sides and in on the back. All right, gentlemen, so I'm going to cheat a little bit on this next attractive hairstyle because it's not actually a hairstyle. I'm talking about shaving your head. I'm talking about going bald. Why would you want to do this? Because, gentlemen, for some women, this is very attractive, something they're drawn to. In addition, men who shave their head come off as more dominant. They come off as stronger. So this could be a great thing, something you could use to your advantage, and definitely don't discount it.
Congratulations, gents! You've mastered your facial hair and hairstyle, but there's still a crucial component missing from your daily grooming routine, your skincare.
So the first step in building the perfect skincare routine for you, you need to know yourself. What type of skin do you have? So let's start off with dry skin. Now, under normal conditions, only about 10% of the population is going to have dry skin. We actually want to look at products that have more of an oil base. Why? Because oil-based products, they're actually going to do a good job of actually staying on the surface, not fully being absorbed and not fully evaporating. Therefore, they're going to last longer and they're going to do a good job of keeping the skin moisturized. And on the opposite far end, we've got oily skin. Again, about 10% of the world's population naturally has oily skin. Now, if you're looking for a particular product here, you want to make sure you go with something lighter, something that isn't going to have a heavy oil base. And falling right in the middle, guys, we've got 80% of the population right between oily and dry skin. Now, you may lean one way or the other, but when it comes down to it, most of us have skin that actually we can use the wide variety of different products out there. So the next key, gentlemen, to healthy skin is to be hydrated. There are some studies out there that are saying about 3 liters a day. I'm not going to say that much, but I do think that you need to strive to drink as much as you can, probably about a gallon. I leverage basically a water filter system. What's great about this though is I fill it up once a day and my goal is to drink everything here. If I drink all this in my office, in addition to the one at my home, or even if I put a great big dent into this, guess what? I'm going to get very close to my goal. The point here, gentlemen, is to create a system so that drinking water becomes something that you do automatically. The next step we're going to see in the best skincare routines out there, gentlemen, is they're all going to talk about taking care of your skin, protecting it from the elements, aka the sun. You want to make sure that those harmful UV rays don't penetrate your skin. Here's the deal, is that most of us don't have a system. We're not going to remember just to put on sunblock by itself. That's why I recommend using a moisturizer that has just a bit of sunblock in it, because you're going to naturally put this on with your morning routine and you're going to protect your face. And for most of us, when we're wearing clothing covering most of our body, it's going to be our face that we want to protect. So the next step in a great skincare routine, exercise. At least 4 hours a week, preferably not at once. You want to break this out over the week. But guys, what you want to do here is get your heart going. So cardio is great, and you want to sweat. Why do you want to sweat? Because you want your body to naturally get rid of all those toxins, all that stuff that, yes, does penetrate the skin. This is naturally going to clean it. It's going to give it a more vibrant look. All right, Jen, so pop quiz. Do you know what this is? Okay, good. Do you know how to use it? Ugh, not so good. Guys, the next step in a great healthy skincare routine, you need to feed your body correctly. The vast majority of you do not know how to cook. When you can cook, you control what goes into your body. When you don't shop on the inside of the grocery store, for me, I always try to stay on those outer aisles because that's where you're going to find the fresh food. You're going to find the meats, you're going to find the vegetables, you're going to find the foods that are great. Learn how to cook. Learn how to create food that is delicious, and guess what? Your skin is going to look better. The next step in a great skincare routine, get rest. Get the sleep that you need, guys. At least 6 to 7 hours. I know some of you are getting a lot less. I prefer about 9, because if you're not recharging, if you're not taking care of your body, it's going to eventually fail. It's going to break down, guys, and your skin is going to look horrible if you're not getting rest, if you're not getting sleep, because most likely you're throwing in caffeine, throwing in all these other things to try to make up for it, guys. It's not good for your skin. Now, this next skincare routine step may be a little bit extreme for some of you, but that is to completely give up alcohol. And I know that there are studies out there that talk about consuming alcohol in moderation is perfectly fine. But there are also studies that go to show even in a small amount, alcohol has very bad effects on the skin. Not only does it dry it out, but it affects your hormones. Consider cutting that alcohol out. Now, this next step in the perfect skincare routine is probably the hardest of them all, and that is to reduce stress. How to get rid of stress. I'm going to share with you 3 things that work for me. Number 1 is a feeling of gratitude. So I can tell you when I'm stressed out, when everything is going bad, I take a step back and say, seriously, how bad is this? And I mean, I don't have cancer. None of my kids are dying. There are so many worse things that could be happening right now. So have a sense of gratitude. Next up, consider forgiveness. Yes, that guy that slighted you, that person that's saying all that bad stuff about you. And I can tell you, this is a very powerful thing. When you forgive someone for the slight that they did against you, all of a sudden you're in a better position. You feel better. Finally, guys, let's talk about meditation. So I'm a bad meditator, but I can at least meditate for a minute. And that's where you want to start. Why does meditation work? Because all of a sudden, again, like I talked about, gratitude, forgiveness, but putting your mind in its place and realizing, hey, this stress I'm feeling, I'm going to expel this from your body. I know, guys, that sounds really woo-woo, but The United States Marine Corps has done studies on meditation, how they affect people actually after they get out of combat, before they're going into a fight situation, and how when you've got your mind aligned, you can do amazing things. So guys, consider it. And gents, if you're curious, you want to learn more about all the different products, which I talked about quite a few in this video, check out this video right here where I break out all the different hairstyling products, the ones you need to know, understanding the difference, and finding the perfect product for you. Check it out, guys. It's a solid video. Boom, right here.